Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about boundaries, standards, whatever you want to call it, in dating. You know, if you're on TikTok like me, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan, I'm there daily. You know that TikTok has a lot of discourse about dating, 50-50, husband versus boyfriend. It's a lot. A lot of people have different opinions, and you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it because other people's opinions and standards don't have to match up with mine. That's exactly how I am. I love anything that makes you happy. What makes you happy doesn't have to make me happy. And yeah, so I just want to talk about my opinions, the stuff I've heard, and everything around this conversation. Whether you are listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, let's get into it. Now, I think that figuring out your boundaries / standards is one of the best things you can do while you're single. Because we all know we have these thoughts and the stuff we want. But then sometimes when we get in a relationship, we're young, we settle, we change, yada, yada, yada. And then it's at the end of our relationships, we're having to pick all the pieces up again and be like, dang, what do I actually want? What am I going to stick to? Maybe has my boundaries changed? Yada, yada, yada. So it's really good. Shout out to my first therapist who had me write this list. And as a single 21-year-old today, I'm going to be giving some of my boundaries, the reasons behind it. And, I just want to talk. Let me know if you guys have the same boundaries, if you have different ones, why, all of that. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to say about boundaries when you're dating, looking for love, whatever, is when you're writing them out, I feel like everything should have a reason. Everything should have a reason, right? I know some girls are like, if I have a boyfriend, I don't want him to like any girl's pictures. They don't care who it is. They don't care if it's random girls. They don't care if it's their friends. They don't care if it's their cousins. But I feel like the true meaning behind that boundary is if I ask her, okay, why is that? What is she gonna say? What's the reason? Is it because her last boyfriend cheated on her by liking other girls' pictures? Because if that's the reason, babe, we gotta reevaluate this boundary. We got to reevaluate the boundary. Because holding on to past trauma or trying to prevent how other people act isn't gonna get you very far. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I digress. Also, if you're watching, this will probably be out in March, but I'm in pink and my rose quartz for, the last day of February, month of love, Black History Month. And yeah, I just feel like it's a vibe for this video. And we talk about love. Come on now. Okay, back now, correlating to what I just said about the boundary of how some girls are like, if I have a boyfriend, I don't want him to like any girl's pictures. I want to correlate my boundary with that. Again, not saying my boundary is better than a woman who has that opinion. Girl, you do whatever makes you happy. But me personally, I don't see the problem with guys liking other girls' pictures if it's someone they know. You know what I'm saying? If it's friends they follow, their cousins they follow, a creator they follow, as long as it's not inappropriate. And if you're just liking random girls' pictures or inappropriate pictures, then yeah, y'all already know what's wrong with that. And I mean, if you don't, I guess I gotta explain everything sometimes, but my reason for why I would not be okay with liking inappropriate pictures or liking random girls' pictures that they don't follow is I see that as tainted loyalty. Because why are you on a girl's page that you don't know liking her photos? That gets her attention, To me, that pertains to loyalty. And then liking inappropriate pictures also pertains to it. Because why are we liking someone's pictures where they're out, it's just my opinion. Like I said, there may be other girls who are okay with that. And to me, I think that's completely fine if that's what works in their relationship. And another thing I want to say about boundaries is girls, boys, non-binary people, whatever. But I feel like a lot of times men sometimes have a little bit of problem of getting this through their head, but not all men. Is I feel like any boundaries you have, you should be able to give to. You shouldn't be stating anything that you can't reciprocate. And that's on that. For instance, how I feel right now is how I felt during my last relationship. I didn't see a problem with my boyfriend liking a picture of someone he knows, like someone that he follows, as long as it's not inappropriate. But like I said before, if you watch my other videos, this was someone like very insecure who had a different opinion on that. Like he didn't want me liking other guys' pictures, like if it was within the boundaries I said, like my friend or someone I follow. And although I didn't require him to have that boundary, if it was going to make him upset, make him overthink whatever, I decided not to do it because I don't want to hurt someone I love. You know what I'm saying? It was just a quick fix, even though I didn't personally see the problem with it. So I feel like when you're going about boundaries, you have to think about, you know, when you're in relationships, your boundaries by yourself when you're single, like I am right now, they may change when you get in relationships, you know? I tainted how I acted a little bit because I didn't want to cause my partner to overthink or to be upset with me. And some people would be like, nah, that's stupid. Like, I don't want to date someone who makes me do that. And I think that's totally okay. Like, you just have to find someone who matches or who is willing to be compatible with whatever you need, you know? Now, another hot take I see a lot on social media is girl best friends or opposite gender best friends, you know, in dating. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Scorpio. If you didn't know that already, I can be a little jealous, a little, who the fuck is this bitch? But in reality, I think that having opposite gender friends is okay, because you know what? I'm manifesting my dream man right now, and my dream man, whoever I end up with, my husband, soulmate, whatever, would be a person who is able to have regular platonic relationships. I have regular platonic relationships. I have one guy friend who has been my friend for like 7 years, and it's always been friends, you know? So I say, why can't other people do that? And also, like, I know it's natural to be like scared or whatever because you hear so many stories and da 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 da. But also, when I think about this, I think long term. I have two parents, beautiful parents, who have been together since they were 19 years old. Now they are 51 and 52. And I went to my dad's girl space friend's wedding. Like, she invited our family. My mom, I've seen my mom interact with guys she's made friends with at work. Like, I've seen my parents have those platonic friendships, and like, I see it's normal. Maybe some people it's hard, like, because what relationships you see growing up really shapes you, and also just who you are as a person. But I want to believe that people can do that. So I want to be able to trust my partner, you know? To me, sometimes I feel like that comes from a place of like distrust a little bit, in my opinion. Now, it is a completely different story if it's like, oh, he's still friends with his ex, or he's friends with someone he slept with before. Oh, this is a girl no. I'm not okay with that, because in my mind, I have such strict boundaries on like friends, lovers. Like, I have strict boundaries. So it's like, how could you go from being someone's romantic partner to being their friend? Like, I just personally don't like that. And like I said, other people could be like, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's okay if everything romantic has ended, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's great if that works for other people. But me personally, no, that's not your friend, in my opinion. But yeah, I think a lot of times when we are thinking of boundaries, at least for me, because I'm not just like just date to get this free food, or like, just like, no. I've been single for almost a year now, and I've been on 2 dates with the same person. So yeah. But I think long term, because realistically, I'm 21. If we're together from young and all that, how many people are you guys gonna meet at work who are just cool? How many people are you gonna meet that are our kids' friends, like our kids' friends' parents, you know? Like, you're just bound to interact with the opposite gender. And like, I truly believe people can be platonic. And that's the only type of man I'm manifesting is a man who can have regular platonic relationships, okay? On the contrary, I definitely understand the other side of this arguments. Girls who are like, no girlfriends, no, none of that. I have had I have had my moments with girl space friends. Little mini story time. So I literally remember back when I was 18 in my first relationship, I was really insecure, and my boundaries were different back then. Like, I was more trying to control outcomes and like blah blah blah. And so I would say, like, I would just be like, nah, like, I wouldn't want him to make like any new girlfriends, like da da da, that's out. That's how I felt when I was 18 years old. But part of this feeling came from my boyfriend when I was 18 was a very friendly dude. He was like Mr. Popular football player in high school, very friendly guy, very funny guy, all that. So he had a lot of like friends, homegirls, whatever, and it was fine. So one day I saw his interactions with this girl on social media. Like, that was like, you know, when I was completely innocent, before I thought of like, what if girlfriends or what if blah blah blah, you know, because it was my first real relationship. I saw him interacting with this girl on social media. It just seemed so platonic, like just cracking jokes and stuff. And I was just like, oh, like this must be his friend from high school, because we started dating right after high school. One day I was feeling insecure and I started overthinking. My intuition was right. I brought the girl up, and that was a girl, that was his sneaky link before me. Yes, he was still friends and bantering with a girl who he used to have with before he met me. And some people may be like, the past is in the past. That really hurt my feelings. I just thought it was inappropriate because I would never do that to you. But not everybody has the same opinion. Maybe it's something I could have cleared in the beginning, but sometimes you just learn as you go, because it was my first serious relationship. So, of course, at first when that happened to me, I was really upset, blah, blah, blah. And I had like a little bit of like, it tainted my trust a little bit, because I just assumed that someone wouldn't keep a relationship like that because it's disrespectful to me. But other people don't feel that way. And, you know, for a while, I felt like, see, this is exactly why people can't do friends, because blah, 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 blah. Like, you can't just be platonic, because in that situation, too, this was someone that he was always referring to as his friend. But he just forgot to tell me that they before multiple times. Like, that is, that's very crucial information. So I felt like that for a while, but I couldn't feel like that forever. And I don't feel like that now. Like, I might still have a fear, a trigger of when that happened to me, like a little bit of overthinking maybe, but I don't want to let that consume me, because I know people can be platonic friends, because I have a platonic friend and I'm the person who can be platonic friends. So, you know, why would my lover not? I don't want to come from a place of fear and control. I want to come from a place of trust. So that is why my boundary is that having friends of the opposite sex is fine, as long as there's no grimy past like that, because I personally think it's inappropriate, and that's my boundary. Now we're moving on to money. This is a crucial argument, especially in my community on TikTok, the 50-50. Who would do 50-50? I would blah, 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 blah. It's all over TikTok if you're on there like me. I think a lot of this stems from how you grew up, once again. Because maybe some people grew up with a dad who took care of everything. Maybe some people grew up with a single mom who took care of everything, but their single mom tells them that, you know, when you have a boyfriend, he should be taking care of everything. You should never have to blah, blah, blah. Different people have different opinions because of where they came from. I get it. A lot of the girls pushing for this and saying like this is the only way, like when this whole argument and like most girls felt like that, it really confused me. I think because of how I grew up. I grew up, you know, like I said, in a two-parent household, parents who have been together for a while, they're married. But in my household, you know, both of my parents paid for things, and my mom, you know, has a degree and has a higher paying job than my dad. She makes more money than my dad, but they both pay for stuff. But it's still it's still a common knowledge that my mom makes more than my dad. Shout out to my mom. We love successful Black women. Anyway, wait, I just realized how that sounded. I'm not saying my dad isn't a successful Black man, but I'm just saying, you know, if it makes sense. I'm just saying that because I know like a lot more about, you know, my mom's journey from being the first college graduate in her household to working really hard, going to school after college, and then becoming the job that she wanted to be when I was like 4 years old. I just admire her a lot. But when it comes to marriage, honestly, I have not thought that far about how people are like, if I'm married, it should not be 50-50, da-da-da. I haven't thought that far. But I can tell you how I feel within dating because I'm single right now, so I got a long time to get there. In dating, I feel like when I'm start dating a man, like he's pursuing me. Come on now, he's pursuing this pretty princess. Like I feel like it just makes sense for him to be paying for the first couple dates, you know? But when someone is officially like my boyfriend, I do not mind helping out. I'm young, I'm 21 years old. Obviously, I'm gonna be dating someone around my age, and like I just feel like it doesn't make sense to expect a man my age, when I for sure don't have it all together, for him to have it all together and expect for him to have like the money to take care of me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're young, we're all saving. I personally don't expect when I get a boyfriend for him to take care of everything for me. But you know, if that's other girls' boundaries and if that's what they want, you go, girl, because there's a man who will. Okay? I love that for you. I want to reiterate that during this whole episode because, like I said, my opinions don't have to be your opinions and your opinions don't have to make sense to me either. Like, it's whatever is for you is for you. Date people that are compatible with you, girl, and men, and non-binary people, okay? But yeah, I do expect the man, the boyfriend that I have to pay more often than me for dates and stuff. I don't know. I guess it's just what I like. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'd say I'd expect him to pay for like 2/3 of the dates stuff, whatever we do, and I'd pay for like 1/3, you know? I set an example when I talked about this on TikTok the other day, so I'm gonna say the same example. So let's say my future man wants to take me to Disneyland. I wouldn't mind buying like my own ticket, you know, and then he buys his own ticket. But then when we're at Disneyland, like he pays for like all our food and stuff like that. And maybe if there's a souvenir or something I want, I'll get it because, you know, it's for me. Or if we go to Disneyland and he pays for both our tickets, I'd be like, dang, like, I really appreciate this. This is a lot of money. I'll be like, I'll cover the food for the day. Like, don't worry about it. Like, that's kind of how I see money, like, when I have a boyfriend. But yeah, the 50-50 money conversation is such a hot topic on TikTok. So I would love to hear you guys' take, why you feel the way you do. It's always interesting to hear where these things come from. Like I said, I think about it more so in the dating world because I am 21 years old and don't have a suitor yet. So marriage is very, very far away. But I can tell you one thing about marriage, okay? I know for a fact that I don't think I would want to just share all the money all together. Because like I said, okay, I know when you marry or date someone, you're supposed to, you know, you feel me, like, be able to trust them. Like, well, this partnership, this is, y'all supposed to get each other forever. But, like, I don't know. I just, I was raised by just, like, a very, like, strong, independent woman, even though she's been taken since she was 19 years old, where I just feel like I still need my own stuff, like, just in case. And, like, I just want my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's just how I feel about that. But I'm very curious to anybody who has like opposite opinions or boundaries from me. Let me know why you feel that way. Like, I genuinely want to know. Like I said, I'm not opposed to anything. These are just my personal boundaries, you know? For example, if you guys don't know who Shan Boodram is, you should. She's like my favorite creator. She has a podcast and a YouTube channel, and she's basically a sex intimacy expert, educator, all of that. And like I just said, I'm a monogamist. I'm not okay with men that I'm dating like being friends with their exes, being friends with people with the past, or liking random people's pictures. Like, those are my boundaries. But she is one of my favorite creators, and she's in like an open relationship, open, free. She uses like a term basically where like fidelity isn't a factor in her marriage. And I still look at her marriage and her family as goals because, like I said, what works for me does not have to work for you. Like, I completely admire the dynamic that works for her, and I think it's beautiful for anyone to find a dynamic that works for them and another person. You guys should definitely check her out. I love her. I love her content. But anyway, thank you guys again for watching another video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel / follow this podcast if you enjoyed what you heard / watched. Please follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan, or if you're from Spotify, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Alicia Milan. It's so crazy how you guys could either be watching or listening. It's cool. It's cool to have different platforms. And if you are here on YouTube, please follow my podcast, Alicia's World, on Spotify to listen, be able to interact, see it from a different perspective. You get what I'm feeling? Anyways, thank you guys again for listening to me yap. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!